My name is Bo Miguez. Join me as I discover the stories and purpose behind the best businesses in Shreveport, Bossier. This is Blue Coat Interviews. Hey, Shreveport Bossier, Bo here, locals love us, here with Clint Davis. Clint, how are you today?
Doing good, man.
Man, I'm really excited about today, Clint, because you and I have the opportunity to sit down and really talk about your business. So I guess my first question, Clint, is just tell me a little bit about the business, how you got into the counseling business, and a little bit about your practice.
Yeah, so how I got into the counseling business was a lot of counseling for myself. I'm an Army veteran, and my parents divorced when I was young, and so had some issues with PTSD and my own behavior and things like that in my early 20s. So I started going to counseling, and as a Christian, my counselor was a Christian, and so we kind of talked about how faith and spirituality and mental health kind of went together, and so it kind of changed my life. And then I decided, I should probably get a degree in this, and I think this would be something that God would want me to do for other people. So I ended up going to Louisiana Tech and getting my bachelor's in psychology, and then I decided that I wanted to go to seminary, so I went to Fuller in California and got a master's in marriage and family therapy. When I came back here, I'd worked for other people. I worked for the Methodist Children's Home and Samaritan Counseling Center, and did some other jobs, and then started helping with Purchase Not for Sale and the Hub Urban Ministry, and doing some pro bono work for them. And about 2 years ago, God just told me, start a private practice and focus on this ministry. And so quit my jobs and started a private practice and started being the director of recovery for the Hub. And so doing the private practice and then working for the Hub kind of just came together. And as that's unfolded, we've added therapists as we've needed over the last couple of years.
Is there a specific specialty that you guys, you said you're faith-based, Christian-based,
right?
So that's huge. I don't think there's a whole lot of Christian-based counselors.
Right, so we're faith-based, meaning those of us that work here are Christians. We see a lot of non-Christians. We see other religions. We don't proselytize and say you have to be a Christian to come here. And if you don't want that part in counseling, then we're all licensed, so we don't have to do that part. But the benefit is that we're trauma trained, so we're all trained in traumatic stress and dealing with PTSD and other type diagnoses. We work with addiction. We are the only certified sex addiction therapist in 250 square miles of Shreveport. So if there's any kind of adultery or affairs or pornography or teens and tech or any of those kind of issues, we're the only ones trained in that around here. And then because we have 8 of us, we pretty much cover everything. We have a play therapist who works with children from 3 to 12. Her name's Perry Reed. She's amazing. We want to be a part of the community. So we partner with churches and community organizations and the police department and fire department and doing education. So, we want to be preventative as well. Mm-hmm. We want to deal with people when they're in crisis or when they have issues, but we also want to be kind of in the fabric of Shreveport and Bossier, because we believe that every person that comes and gets counseling and that gets help or that gets educated, right, is one more person in our community who's being successful and who's thriving. That's another bank teller that's being nice to you. That's another lawyer who's treating your case right. That's another doctor who's healthy. And so mental health, emotional health, our relationships are the primary thing that any of us really care about at the end of the day. And we're able to help with that. And so it helps for us to be connected.
I think people sometimes get just to that breaking point, whether it be with substance or depression, or just marriage, and they wait till they get to that breaking point, and then things are in turmoil,
right,
and they're seeking there. But there's really some maintenance that you can do and kind of open people up to communication and things like that. Just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's like anything. I would call that emotional intelligence training, right? It's like if you play golf or if you lift weights or you do whatever you do for hobbies, you don't just go and play. You practice and you do the thing, and and it's like that with our marriage. It's like that with parenting. It's we need to check in and make sure we're okay. We need to deal with little scratches until they fester and become big wounds. We have all these things in our culture like time heals all wounds. Well, that's not true. If you don't deal with the wound, it just festers and gets worse and worse and worse. It doesn't just go away.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we can do preventative work and start dealing with our kids early, or start dealing with our marriage when we start it, do premarital counseling and and know what we're up against. All of us struggle. I mean, every single one of us, every therapist here, we all go to therapy. Like, we all do our own work, so that, because we have marriages and we have families and we have things, and we want to be preventative, so that when somebody comes in here, we're on our A game, we're able to focus, we're able to do the right thing.
What is one thing about your business that Shreveport Bossier local people may not know, but you wish they did?
Well, I'm a veteran, so when it comes to dealing with veterans, I mean, I think we have a big passion for that. We partner with the Warrior Network, Trey McGuire and his team over there, and so Barksdale. We focusing on trauma, I think, is the main thing that I would want people to know, is that there are great counselors in Shreveport and Bossier. There are people who do things, but when you have deeper issues, when you have something that you just can't figure out, or you just can't get to the root cause, I feel like that's something that we offer, is to be able to help you figure out what is the root issue, so that you can get rid of the root, so that the behavior doesn't keep going. A lot of times our culture is very behavior modification focused, where it's like, well, what do you feel, and let's change this behavior. Sometimes it has to happen. We have to get to the deeper root of meaning of, why did I do this? Why? What do I believe about God, about other people, about things that's causing this behavior? If we don't address that, then we're kind of left repeating the cycle in the next crisis.
You get called to do something like this, and you really know that it's working and it's the right move, and obviously you knew that from the beginning. But just congratulations, and thank you, Clint, for sitting down with me. I think the community can really get a lot. I know I've gotten a lot just sitting down here, talking with you about it, just about things. You start self-evaluating and say,
Sure.
Hey, I thought I was, pretty good here, but is there anything I need to do a little maintenance on, or and things like that. So, I think it's very informative, and I think the community will appreciate the content here. So,
I hope so.
Yeah, thanks for sitting down with me. I appreciate it. And guys, if you want to check Clint Davis Counseling out, you can always go to localsloveus.com. They have a winner page on our site there. Just go to the counseling section. It has links to all their website, of course, address, phone number, email. You can read about Clint and his team. We have pictures of all the counselors there. Or you can just go to Clint Davis Counseling, search that on Google, and contact him direct. And sure, they can help you walk through any situation that you're going through. So thanks again, Clint. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.